believe, Laz, and here we go. We can put away the possibilities and get into the actuality. M80 versus Rocket here, with M80 on that CT side as predicted. Double dual Berettas, perhaps? Maybe just one? I think they're going to have two, because Manx doesn't have any guns. No. He drops the smoke and a flashover instead, so just one pair of dualies on Swish. And not much utility over on Rocket either, just that smoke, two flashes, and the fast B play met by perhaps those dualies. There they are. One kill, Malbs is there, and, well, that's about as easy of a round as you can get for him.
Yeah, a bit of a blender, I guess, if you want to call it that. And now Swisher just getting more aggressive. He's even got the Glock. A little insult to injury, but a flawless round. I mean, the only damage that came through was 6 damage from Rocket, and that was against Swisher in that last engagement. So that was just a butchering that comes in. I mean, I like that Rocket tried to be a little bit fast, get in their face, being a little bit aggressive, but again, they're gonna have to really dig deep on this, because again, this is a map that they like. But like you said, this is M80 on a map where they played so much different competition. This puts them definitely a couple chapters ahead.
Oh yeah, and M80 were more than ready for that fast push too. Slacks and Malbs doing all the damage with Swisher just spraying away with the dual Berettas, finally getting his. Malbs will already open up this second round with a kill. Swisher on the MP9 adds another, and so far, 0 damage has been taken by M80 yet again. Manx has boosted up. This is going to be free, and he will be the first guy to actually take any damage from the Rocket players. And, well, it's all up to Heaven now, and I don't think Heaven's going to go anywhere but to the Heavens. There's not really much of an opportunity to get anything here. Maybe the low HP Manx, but Slacks is here to support. And Slacks won't miss that one. Freebie headshot and 2-0 start, double flawlesses.
Yeah, and I mean, like you said, I mean, again, the most recent addition of Slacks coming in, and he's, done pretty well for himself. He is actually sitting, like, overall ratings. Take a few things out, I mean, but he is sitting at a 1.22, so right behind him is Malbs. And I mean, this is something where, any OG fans or people that have been around for a long time, like, we all know how lethal Malbs can be too. So the fact that we're starting to see him, feeling a lot more comfortable in this team and actually fragging out, like, I feel like it's been everything we have all wanted here in NA. So that's what makes this even more scary too. There's so much firepower and really just picking things around. And the same thing for Swisher, a player that we were always waiting for that, that right team to be able to find something. But maybe we'll see something a little bit different from Rocket. A full investment into this one. The Leals, a little bit of a desperation buy coming in and trying to fight for some cave control. And they actually do take out Malbs.
Yeah, I think Malbs is pushing down mid. That's a good nade on the Slacks, too. He's going to have to back away from the mid fight. Swisher finally grabs one up on Snake. It's R2-D2 to get shut down. And Slacks will aggress behind this smoke. Will it be red, though? I don't think so. They're actually evacuating the lower mid portion of the map. Heaven just holding out on Snake for any potential Snake pushes, cave pushes, or even that bottom mid play from somebody like Slacks out in middle. There's going to be 3 down mid for M80. They're going for a full-on flank play on this site take.
Oh my gosh.
And Swisher is just going to run distraction here with 30 HP, 1 flashbang to buy time. But how long Rocket is taking is letting M80 get into position. That's a nice little headshot from Heaven, though. That might just spiral things out and into the favor of Rocket. The low HP Aleph will get mowed down, though. Best case scenario for Swisher on that contact. And now 33 seconds to go. Time is dwindling. They have to get the bomb down. Swisher's making noise. He's already used his flashbang. He spots out one, but Slacks has his back. Now it's all collapsing for Rocket. They can't even get the bomb down here, and Swisher gets 2.
There's just no way that Swisher's getting away with that kind of position and winning those duels with that gun too. And now he's able to upgrade to an AK with the MP9 before. Oh man, this is becoming just the dagger coming in deeper and deeper right now. And Rocket, they, like you said, they can't even find the bomb plants, so the money, it can't really get bigger. So now they just have to force up some pistols and kind of work around this. But you can already see M80, they're feeling really comfortable in this map. Like before, they were going for the mid flank. They're really just treading in different waters right now to really catch Rocket off guard, and they're doing a good job.
They're doing a real good job here. And now, Malbs in a dangerous position again out middle, but he might just get lucky here. Aleph's biding time as the smoke runs in, and Slacks is ready for it as Malbs drops R2. More utility being used down in towards that little A mid entrance. And they're just going to back away here, Laz. Just a little bit of chip damage onto these two mid players. That's all they have to speak of. And the aggression from M80 now is really, really early. But the way they've been winning these rounds is incredibly confident and rather suffocating. So I don't blame them one bit for getting into this kind of confident position.
No, I like the repositioning on this too, and like you said, I think that M80 put some good control in mid, and now Rocket are trying to go for a different, option. They don't have any utility to work with, and there we go. Pistols could be an answer. Nice little bit of a headshot coming in from Nero, but now Swisher just needs to be able to come up with 2, and he does. And he's sitting himself in an 8-0. Slack's actually behind with a 4-0, and again, only 1 death coming in from Manx and Mulbs. So this has been pretty ruthless right now from M80. Guns are finally going to come out once again. A full buy now. AKs across the board. Full amount of utility, but Rocket are going to need to, again, find something in this situation to get themselves back and remove this goose egg, because I think once they can do that, that stress, that little bit of relief can, allow them to get a bit more comfortable.
Mulbs again just charging down mid, showing that comfort factor here, lads. He's looking for more victims to pop on through that smoke. Swisher making Cave his home. There's Aleph trying to peek through a smoke, take a little bit of an off angle. Mulbs will re-smoke. Aleph has to know. Timing! Mulbs will at least get one on. Snake flips around. Aleph is...
Oh
what?
My goodness!
What? He didn't even shoot!
That's such a read. He's on the gear, boys. No, I'm just kidding, but that was absolutely insane. Just a bit of a pre-fire, and the fact that he wins that, I cannot believe it. And look at the positioning now from these guys. I mean, even has a good position. Can he be able to find 2? He won't be able to, so now just leaving it down to 1 player on a 1-on-3. And Mulbs is already jiggling. He's got this information. And M80, man, they can just pounce on this if they want to, or they can play more disciplined. Mulbs kind of toying with him a little bit. You love to see this, but now there's so much work cut out for this player to be able to find something. He's got 45 seconds, though, and does have the molly with the bomb, so a little bit of a bright note. Oh, you need your gun out, though. That is something you need. Mulbs should be able to escape this with the boost onto the box. Where does he go, though, Boggs? I mean, this is...
Where can he go?
I mean, this is the thing. You can't cross mid. You have your Slacks locked in with the op. You can't go all the way around. You have no time. Yeah, this isn't good.
Is Troy just gonna have to save here? I think so.
I think he's gonna have to. I think he realizes he doesn't have time in Mulbs now. He's just gonna go for the swing because he knows he can win these engagements, and he just gets the running shot. Why not? Oh man, the confidence is just built here, Boggs. This is a scary M80 right now.
It's a scary M80 hot with confidence after disqualifying for ESL Challenger Atlanta last week. And M80 got gradually better and better over the course of that tournament. They didn't have really any practice time with Slacks at that time. It was just, all right, here's your new teammate, guys. Good luck, have fun. And, well, Slacks more than fit the bill, and now you get the Riflers really settling in here, taking full advantage of the situation where they can't just go for some aggressive peaks like that. Every once in a while, you are going to get burned. But now Slacks on his off. He does not miss, lads, and that's something we will find out more and more about him as time goes on in this series, just how good he is aggressively opping in CS2 in particular. Swisher with another pair of kills. Manx holding down the site as the in-game leader with a nice little headshot on the droid. And Heaven, again in the 1vx, no bomb, no chance, no life, and dead. 6-0 M80. And, well, minute 18 on the clock. These rounds have been fast and furious and all favoring M80.
Yeah, it's a 6-0 that's favoring M80, that's for sure. I know I was kind of like, I don't know what to say to that right now, because, again, like, when we talk about Rocket, this was their pick. A team that, is 4-6 on it. Again, some mixed results. They just recently, like I said earlier, for anybody that was here for the pre-show, they had their recent game against Fluffy Gamers. They did lose that 13-10. They've beaten a team like Reason before, but again, really mixed results. So, but we're seeing for a team like M80, it's just pretty much the other flip of the coin here, because they're just so dominant on it. We're starting to see it, and they're winning engagements. The first engagements. I feel like this first one from Nero has been kind of one of the first we've seen in a long time.
Oh, yeah. Well, There's Malbs taking a man advantage again for his side. Look how crispy Slacks is on the flicks there. Catches the backside of Aleph. There's just not much Heaven and Droid can do. No utility either to gain some space, and they're backing away from the site. They just look shell-shocked, Les. I mean, what can you do? Anywhere
Yeah.
you go, you die. You have no money, no utility, and they don't exactly have the deepest smoke lineup from what we've seen either. So, dry fights, any fights really against M80 are just not going to favor you.
No, they're definitely not. And even Mulb's getting some good information. He definitely sees the one player, but again, with only 2 remaining here from Rocket, the intel should be that both of them should be close together. But now, actually, I mean, Droid is kind of creeping his way through mid-house. Now his teammate's finally going to join him. So they're going right through the middle of the map. But it's going to be, again, if they decide to come towards this B site, they have to go against the opposite Slacks. But if they decide to go through CT spawn towards A, I mean, you're still facing with Rec as well, having, Mulb's kind of lingering a little bit here, and he's in A main. So this is running into a bit of a trap, but you can already see it. Rec, you should be able to see this shadow. Mulbs gets the first engagement. And yeah, they're dead. And I mean, the one thing, Boggs, that I talked about, but again, I think just, again, a bit more focus on it, is the fact that they just played this Rocket. Again, there's like the mental fatigue, the overthinking, the loss of the map where it's like, predominantly one of your best maps. That's a tough thing to go into a whole other series as well.
It really is. And there's not really a map where Rocket can actually pick in with confidence. They have 0 winning records. 50% win rates on Inferno and Mirage are their best. And there's not really a mathematical advantage of any kind with Rocket. There's not a statistical advantage of any kind. And somehow, some way, M80 just keep obliterating on every bit of contact. For crying out loud, Rocket as a team have 8 kills through 8 rounds.
Yeah. Yeah, soon Manx and Slacks are going to be caught up maybe too, right? Like, that's the thing. They just can't seem to win these duels at all. Yeah, prime example. Swisher, peek, Swisher, kill.
I mean, I don't even know if Manx is actually calling any strats right now.
I feel like at this point, probably not, because again, they're just playing their normal game. Very, default-ish and static. And not really doing anything crazy, right? I don't feel like we've really seen anything like outside, of a normality. Like, I think the one cool thing we saw was them pushing mid together, but that's just basic comms and some teamwork, right? So, yeah, this is kind of maybe a moment right now where they're feeling really good. They've already secured the half. I mean, it's an 8-0 for crying out loud.
It's an 8-0, and it doesn't show signs of stopping.
It does not. I mean, this... Again, I'm kind of surprised we really haven't seen a timeout coming in from Rocket. I thought they would have called it maybe like 2 or 3 rounds ago. Maybe even this round being the gun round with their limited resources. But they're going to stay true to it. And, oh, man, that nade. Just look at that. 45 damage gone.
And Heaven takes him 2. Rec removes R2-D2. And, well... the off from Slacks is still here as well. There's more utility to be chucked in from both sides, but the nades from Rocket not even halfway equating to what one did from M80. Better utility placement and read from CT side. Timing goes for Malbs, and he will spray down a pair. 2 more back down outside B main. The bomb at the feet of Swisher as he pushes through Cave. Malbs was removed on that 2 for 1, but that's more than enough for M80 to take advantage of. Swisher, he's...
What?
I think you can see the feet through the
okay
because he didn't even like, I think you can see the legs through the tarp. That's why he's watching that angle.
I didn't know it was from that angle you could see it too. I knew like a bit more right. You can definitely see it, but I was thinking, I'm like, the fact that he shot 1 bullet and landed it, I'm like, okay,
yeah,
all right,
he knew.
And that, honestly, like, that's not obviously a shadow, but I think the other thing that's been so interesting now that we've been in CS2 for quite some time is obviously the shadows have, really played a big difference in quite a few maps too, right? So I think we got to see that, A main, remember the old A main? It was just brutal. You could just see it for a mile.
Dude, the shadows in Temple are weird too.
Oh yeah, it's a mind freak.
Especially behind that spotlight.
Yeah. Well, oh, Bugs, a new strategy. Talked about smokes. Uh-oh.
And Manx ain't gonna get flamed out either. He's safe. Flashes are gonna go through. Slacks lands another lineup from Manx. He'll spray down. Little messy up next, but he might even get a 3-piece. Never mind. Aleph will shut him down, but that just... Oh, wow! There we go.
Okay.
Rocket are over 1 kill a round as a team right now. They're at 1.1 kills per round.
Yeah, no, that was actually one of the few rounds I feel like we saw where there was a bit of an execute, nades getting thrown, you know, a good setup and everything. Again, it was just right down to the execution, though, is getting those players in positions to go for the duels. And that's what really, again, got pulled underneath from them. They just couldn't seem to find any way to take down Slacks. And then the player playing on single box was able to get multi-kills. Like, they just could not be able to get any sort of a trade.
And I feel like they had to find a way to get around the off of Slacks first and foremost, and the fact that the off just gets that shotgun kill early, it's not going to go well after that. Well, comes through fire, uses before he made contact with. Swisher loses half of his, but he's able to pick up one, might even get more. Molotov thrown from his teammate down mid. That's Manx as in-game leader, who's making contact with Aleph, who actually wins that duel. Rex supporting Swisher, but the first time in, I think, the entire game, Rocket have a man advantage here. Maybe going to get their first round on the board. Aleph spotted, and Slacks is quick with it on the shots. And now it's a B-side take from Rocket as M80 have full cave and snake control. Swisher clearing out very astutely as Rek goes back towards site. I don't even know if Rocket have had more than one bomb plant this entire game.
I don't think they have, actually. I'm glad you brought that stat up, too, because I was thinking in my head, I'm like, I feel like there hasn't been a lot of bomb rounds.
He spotted both, too.
Yeah, he's got full information. And again, these one-on-one peaks, and Rek just repositioning himself. Takes down Drew. No, just kidding. I thought he had him dead to rights, but big kill right now. And a 1v2, one of the closest rounds we've seen from Rocket. And in a position where he could go for these one-on-one fights. Full bullets in the chamber, AK in hand. He's got a good read on this, and Swisher's low, but he has to be able to get this kill. Not to take any damage. That's a good start. Now it's down to a 1v1.
But he's 28 HP and Slacks is here. He's playing this so wisely, just buying time. Now he knows he has to... Oh, the Molly. The Molly's going to force him out. Burned and roast. Slacks with a barbecue kill. And M80 with an 11th on the board. He'll grab the AK because he's got max money, lads. So he'll just go drop that over to one of his teammates, rebuy his op. And no sweat for Slacks in that one. M80 looking for a flawless half. And keep this in mind, all you watching at home. This is the map pick of Rocket.
Big pick from Rocket, yeah. And again, we talked a lot about it for M80. But I mean, they really do have a good, you know, agenda on this, and, you know, good history on this overall. So again, one of their closer games was against Boss, you know, not too long ago, where it was a 13-9. But either way, they're showing that they got a pretty deep map pool. It's something right now, a tough pill for Rocket to swallow. But we'll have to see if they can scrape their way into one round to making this, you know, the goose egg to be gone. Maybe, I don't know.
Well, they either turn the goose egg into a breadstick, or it's GGWP. What a flank from Manx. He's got 2 on a plate, making a lineup. Hits the halftime break with a 12-0 scoreline in favor of M80.
You love it, you wear it. What's your style? Get your merch at shop.eslgaming.com.
Well, we're back, and M80 have definitely made a statement. It's 12-0, and no, there's no technical errors. And now Rocket, we're going to have to see if they're going to be able to bring things back to going to the distance. Laz and Boggs here to see what Rocket can do.
Oh, well, they're going to do something. Whether it's lose 13-0 or get around on the board here, it will be something. M80 are looking for pushes, though, and it doesn't look like Rocket are going to give those to them. They've given up complete control of mid, but it's a 4-stack towards A. Droid being that sort of alarm system for a B side take, and that's where M80 have stationed the bomb. But eventually they'll have to group up and go. Also, who had that CLG Twilight Galaxy Glock craft? That was pretty nice.
Yeah, it was pretty sick, actually. Let's look for it.
Was it Manx?
Yeah, it might have been.
Already with the NA Spirit. CLG's a team I've not seen in a long time. Brings me back to those old Cutler JDM days.
Mm-hmm. Tarek, too, yeah.
Yep.
Way, way back.
Mm-hmm. Remember Splice?
Can never forget Splice. I feel like whenever I see the
Switch
logo,
with the craft.
Oh, okay. Well, still.
Okay, that
NA
makes
pride.
sense.
Way more NA
Yep.
pride, though.
Yeah.
And look at this. 30 seconds on the clock, so now, I mean, M80, they have lots of options. Look at the nades are just flying in. Molly for corner. Both corners are now going to be smoked. This is good. Now Bomb's going to go in for free. And Rocket, they actually gambled with a full A stack because, I mean, they were expecting some kind of a push. So now we're talking about a 5v5 retake scenario with not a single kit.
And Glock's close corner. It's not going to be easy. The dualies are in. R2D2-1, but traded out by Slacks. Wreck from Cave will dome one more. Droid comes in, but there's Slacks to make noise and another kill. It's up to the Dane and the German. And Slacks on the fadeaway pops the head of Heaven. And Droid has to push down. Dualies flaring. Time is all but gone. I don't think he's got it. It's GG, Les. 13-0. M80 win the final round by virtue of the clock, the lack of a kit for Rocket, and tick, tick, boom, there it goes.